goes live. Okay, it's live now.
Cool. Yay.
Let's see. And I can't really tell who is watching. It says 0 viewers, but I don't know if that's accurate since they're all watching from YouTube. I think that's more if they're watching from the Google Hangouts link. So either way, this is recorded, so we'll just go ahead along with it, and people can always watch back if for some reason they aren't on from the beginning.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So anyway, yeah, go ahead. Anyone who is watching, my name is McKenzie Glazebrook, and I am a triple diamond out of Des Moines, Iowa.
And I'm Annemarie Beltran. I am a triple diamond down deep South Texas, almost close to Mexico, but we are in it's called RGV Valley, and I'm in the Edinburgh area.
Okay. I'm actually from Houston, if that counts for anything. Well, okay.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
2 weeks, and then my parents moved, so it doesn't count for much. But
I was raised in Houston.
Okay.
So a lot of my high school friends, junior high, and college friends are over there in Houston. My husband is from the Valley, and that's how I ended up over here. So how cool.
Okay, so
do you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go first.
I'll go ahead. Okay, let me tell everybody a little bit about my story. So I started this business April 2014. My friend was selling the wraps, and I was on my way to Aruba the year before, and I quite wasn't like tightening up in the areas that I wanted to tighten up. So she was selling them. I started being her retail customer. I think I spent probably $250-ish retail. She didn't tell me about the loyal customer program. I just kept getting like those retail wraps, and I loved them. But I wasn't sure whether the business was something for me, and she didn't really tell me about those things. I was just going to her for the wraps. And then, let's see, I guess she went to conference, and in January of 2014, and she was inspired, and she went crazy messaging up a bunch of folks. And I know her through church ministry. She's a worship pastor, and I'm a worship pastor / senior pastor at a different church. And so she messaged me. I ignored her message for 3 months. I am one of those. So I literally didn't even respond. And I was like, what is she messaging me? And nah, I read it, ignored it. And it wasn't spammy or anything like that. I just didn't think it was for me. So come April, when my husband and I were thinking, looking at our finances and saying, you know what, we need to get like an extra income back in the household. I literally was like, all right, well, let me go back to therapy work. My background is in occupational therapy. So I thought I'll go back to hospital work. Doors didn't open up. And I went back to that message. And, you know, my husband and I had originally prayed at the beginning of the year for an opportunity or for something. And I didn't realize that It Works was it. And then when we went back to the opportunity, and I went back to the message, and I talked to my friend, I said, you know what, I think this is the opportunity we've been praying for. So I signed the end of April, and it was, you know, if you join and get to Diamond in 3 months, you'll get a $10,000 bonus. I had no idea what I was doing. And I got to Diamond in my first 3 months, and I got a $10,000 bonus. So from there, double came 6 months later, triple came a long time later, a year or a little bit over a year later. But in between that, I was also growing my husband's business. So I was I'm working 2 businesses right now. And so that's pretty much how I got into the business, and It Works. I use the products. I loved the products. But I did sign it up because I needed that extra income. And I got that extra income within my first 2 months. And so I grew my business through wrap parties. So my first 3 months, I literally was having wrap parties every single week. I did my first wrap party by myself. The second one, my sponsor was able to make it, but she didn't do it. I did it. And she just kind of answered some questions in the background if I needed it. So I didn't know that there was another way to grow this business other than wrap parties, because that's the first thing that I did. And I've stuck with it. I think my last week going diamond, I did like 2 or 3 wrap parties. I was just really, really pushing it. And then after that, I've maintained I've grown my business. I do weekly wrap parties. I haven't done it in this season, but I've done it when I'm growing my, promoting to the next level. I've done weekly wrap parties. And at this point, my team does wrap, they do their own wrap parties. And so I'll still do corporate ones here and there, but they're growing their businesses and they're working their businesses. And I have team from across the valley, so an hour away or an hour and a half away, so they're doing their wrap parties in their in their areas. And sorry, my daughter just came to say hi. You want to say hi to everybody? We're doing a training. You're gonna have to go with Daddy. Yeah, there she is with her curls too.
Curly hair. Curly hair.
Yay. Okay, go ahead. Close the door, babe.
So
that's
awesome.
Pretty much my story. All right, ask the questions.
Okay, well, I have a first question off of your story, because I know that aside from everything else, that my entire team is almost all social media. Almost nobody has done party.
Okay.
And it's echoing. Sorry, let me try to fix that.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe it won't fix it. No, I won't fix it, but that's okay. So my team does mostly all social media. Actually, have one person on the team. Social media. Is it bothering you that?
No, I mean I can hear. Yeah, no, I think it's fine.
Okay, so as somebody who is new, like a brand, and you did your first wrap party all by yourself, so how did you go into that and know what even to do? Because I feel like a lot of people who want to attempt wrap parties, they feel like they have to see a million, they have to go do a ton with a partner before they can do them on their own.
Right. So I did my very first wrap party before I had my starter kit. So that's important to know as well. You do not need any products or anything to do a wrap party. I just signed loyal customers that first party, and mainly they were on the wraps because that's all I really knew about, because that's what I had used. Mm-hmm. So what I did is I went onto YouTube and I went on to see McKenzie Schultz. She is an ambassador diamond. She did a wrap party at her studio, and it's online, it's on YouTube. And so I Googled that. I Googled wrap parties and I watched it. So I'm the type of personality that if you show me, I will be able to duplicate it and I'll do my best with it. And so I watched it. It was 40 minutes long. I think she messed up on a part. I think somebody asked her a question she wasn't sure of. So I just thought, I can do that. Like, I can do that. You don't need to know everything. You don't have to be 100% comfortable with it. I am not I'm not real comfortable talking in front of people, but I knew that this was what I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. I Googled how to do a wrap party, and I copied exactly what they did. And it was funny because my first presentation, I really didn't talk too much about the business. I did go over the business, but I wasn't really super confident about it. And even when I was like saying it, I was like, does anybody ever have any questions about the loyal customer program? If not, we'll move on to the business. And somebody was just like, no, don't talk about the business. I have questions about the products. I'm like, oh, okay. But I went with it, and and I just kept sharing, and I did share about the business. Nobody signed up as a distributor, but I did get about I think I signed 5 loyal customers from that party. About seven people were there, and about 5 of them signed up as a loyal customer. And I had no idea what I was doing. I had my iPad signed at my website. I had my computer at my website, and I just said, okay, who's ready to sign up? And we all just signed them up. I just signed them up on my computer. And so I ended up getting about 4 or 5 loyal customers from that first party. So I think the important thing is you don't have to wait until you get your starter kit before you can start. You don't need to know everything. Your first wrap party is going to be with your warm market. And a warm market is the people you know. Your friends, your ride or die besties is what I call them. Like, they would pick you up from the side of the road. So they're already going to be okay with you. You know, they're not going to be like, okay, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So they're going to have some, you know, grace for it being your first time doing a wrap party. And everything you need is on YouTube. So you could even possibly like find a YouTube party and play it at your party. And, you know, you don't necessarily have to do the presentation yourself. There's lots of YouTube videos where it has someone doing a party. Right now, everybody's crazy with doing live parties on your Facebook. So you can even just have your girlfriends at your house and watch a live event. So these are different ways that I've encouraged my team to do it. So, and I've done it myself. So, so that's pretty much what I would say when you're first starting. You're just gonna go at it. Don't be afraid. You're not expected to know everything. And those YouTube videos are amazing. They're available for us all to use too.
Okay, yeah, that's really helpful. What was I gonna say? The speakers like comeback was really distracting me.
Yeah, it's like a little echo.
Okay, so now that you're kind of established in doing parties, what is your different take on how you get parties, and how do you find people to host them for you? And with your weekly parties that you are doing, are those for your team, and they can bring their composers, or you inviting people, or like how do you? My team, the biggest question they want to know is how can they find people to host parties for them, or even get people to their own parties if they were to host their own.
Okay, so my key things with that is how many of us literally try to message people and then they tell us they don't have the money for the products? I think I get like 10 million questions, like all the time, 10 million responses like that. Oh, well, I don't have enough money for whatever product, you know, I want to get. What I will do is, because I have some products for my ADBB auto ship that you should be getting, you know, I have some products, and then I'll offer that product to them for free, depending on the price. I will say, well, hey, I'll give you this item for free if you host a party for me. It still takes time of following up with them for them to host a party, but eventually they'll say yes because they want to get that product. So that's a different way of trying to get potentials. And in a sense, instead of them signing up with one loyal customer, you're offering them that product, or you're offering them a free wrap, and you're getting 4 or 5 of their friends. Mm-hmm. And the way that I do that is, once they've said yes, I make a Facebook event page for them, and I have them invite their friends. And then I tell them, you need to make sure that at least 3 or 4 people are there. So invite your sister, invite your mom, invite your aunt, invite your family. And they for sure end up coming. But even if one person comes, it's still a party. I never cancel. I'll do a one-on-one, and 90% of the time they sign up as a loyal customer or distributor because they're getting that one-on-one attention, and I get to really chat with them and see, you know, what their goals are, what they're, you know, if they're interested in the business, what their fears are, and I can actually really focus on that person. So I never cancel parties, even if only one person's going to show up. And even if nobody shows up, if this person is a potential, or if she hasn't been a loyal customer or distributor, I'll encourage them to sign up as a distributor. And I'll just be like, okay, nobody signed up here, but let me tell you about the business, and let me have this one-on-one conversation with you, and let me tell you what you can do. You can work this business social media. We can try this party again, but as a business launch. You know, so I really try to make the best out of every situation, every single party. Another thing that I do is, honestly, a lot of my parties right now are my distributor launches. And as soon as I launch one distributor, if there's a distributor that signs up in that party, I'll do their party as well. And if there's a distributor that lands on that party, I'll just keep doing their parties until either that distributor gets comfortable doing them on their own, or it kind of no more distributors are signing up. And that's something that keeps the momentum on your team, keeps the volume flowing. And even in those parties that we're doing, we're asking the attendants, even if they sign up as a loyal customer, if they want to do a wrap party. And then we let them know, hey, this is a great way for you to find out whether the business is for you. You can switch over from a loyal to a DT at any time. So that's pretty much. But as far as like meeting random strangers to do parties, that's a little bit more challenging. But I do offer them. I do. If I blitz somebody, I'll let them know, hey, you could do a party. And I have had people contact me for wrap parties. So I let them know that it's available. You know, also on my Facebook page, since I have that I'm an It Works distributor, I've had people search It Works distributors and message me saying, I was looking for a local It Works distributor. I wanted to do a party. I don't know anybody locally who are doing it. So I've done like 3 of those parties. So it's good that you're putting on your Facebook that you're an It Works distributor. So that's finding people to do parties is not very easy, but it's possible. And if you follow the chain, the best way to do a party is to sign a distributor, right? And then from there, just keep going. But if you're looking for complete strangers, then you're going to have to ask for favors. You're going to have to ask your besties, ask your loyal customers. Hey, I know you really love these products. I'm pushing for a big goal, or, however you want to word it. Would you be willing to do a wrap party for me? Just need a few of your friends. I'll even give you a free product, so you still offer them something. But the good thing, the important thing is no matter what happens, don't cancel it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting some BOGO messages, and I'm like, I'm gonna message you in a little bit.
Had so many people at the same time.
It's okay.
Okay,
30
so
minutes, it won't hurt.
by the way, I want to tell you, McKenzie Schultz is actually our ambassador offline, which is so funny because she's like, she grew just like you all with parties, but our team is like nothing about parties. So it's kind of funny because she's like the party master. She's in Iowa as well.
She's amazing. I literally have watched all her videos, and she's the one that I followed in the beginning. So I was like, I can do this. I'm gonna be ambassador.
I've heard that so many times. Like I heard that so many times. Like this video, and I did the same jokes as her, and then I just did exactly that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly.
I think that my team is very open to doing parties. We all want to do parties. Yeah, especially the ones who are wanting to grow. There are some of us who are nervous about talking in front of people. We don't know what to bring. We don't know what to do when we're there. I think really the biggest concern is how to get people there. But you answered that, so I hope that was helpful for everyone. It was just helpful for me. So now I'm kind of interested in when you get to a party, what all do you do? Like, do you wrap somebody there? Do you sell wraps? What is the kind of wraps? What if you probably do? I'm guessing it's the thing over and over again now.
Yeah. So when I get to the party, and if I'm launching somebody, I do want them to sell their wraps. So I do offer to wrap them. When I do weekly wrap parties, I don't wrap. I just do the presentation. If they want to purchase a wrap, I let them know, go take it home. I show them how to use it, and I encourage them to do their before and after pictures. But I have them sign up as a loyal customer beforehand also. So they got a wrap and they're signing up as a loyal customer. But if it's just a regular party that I'm doing, I try not to wrap people. It takes time, and a lot of times they want to see the results before they sign up. So sometimes I find that they won't sign up if they don't get their 45-minute result. And we have it's progressive, so sometimes it does take 3 days. So what I'll do is I'll have them take the wrap home with them. But I'll do the presentation, and I will, I may wrap one person for demonstration purposes, and they're paying for that wrap. And then what I'll do is I begin the presentation. I have everybody with a product catalog. I also have everybody in their product catalog. I have a customer order form, and if you can see, I kind of highlight in what I'm going to be going over, like the most popular products. So, and then I have a distributor form. So I have those ready already. They're in their hands, so they have no choice but to sign up as a loyal or distributor. And if they're signing up as a loyal, I'm already highlighting the most popular products and the ones that I'm going over in the presentation. I start off with the wraps. I show them a dry wrap. I show them what before and after pictures for the wrap. I do a Fat Fighter demo. I let them sample the greens. I let them try the defining gel on their hand. The defining gel works immediately with people, so they feel the firmness on their hand and they really like it. Put it on one hand and not the other. And that's pretty much it. I do have the lip and eye cream, but I really don't mess with the facial stuff at the wrap parties. I'll just talk to them about it, let them know about the hair, skin, nails. But those are the main things that I have is the dry wrap. I have a wrap in its, you know, in the package already, so they can see this is what it looks like, what it comes, you know, and it comes individually packaged. I'll do the Fat Fighter demo. I'll do the greens. I talk about the weight loss triple threat, which now is the system. I show them before and after pictures of 1 wrap, of 4 wraps, and a procedure. So they see, like, you got to keep wrapping. It's not just a one-time thing. And I do jokes. I do silly jokes, and I do the same joke every single time. And then I move on to the business. I'll tell them at the end when I've finished all the products, I'll say there are 3 ways to buy these products. The first way is a retail cost, and it's a little bit more pricey, so we really don't want to talk about that too much. Second way is as a loyal customer, and you're going to get 40% off as a loyal customer. You order this month, and whatever month you're in, you'll say September, October. Any product, you get a discount. And then the third way, we'll talk about that in a second. Are there any questions? And so if they don't have any questions about the products or the loyal customer program, then I'll move on to the third way you can buy these products is as a business owner. And that is what I've done. And if I'm launching somebody, I'll say this is what whoever so-and-so has done. And then we just kind of talk about the business. $99 to start. There's booster kits if you'd like to boost, but you don't need to. $99 will get you in the business. You're a distributor for a year. It's a month-to-month thing. There's no contract, no quotas. Your first goal is to go find 4 loyal customers. And then I'll ask them, do you know 4 people who would be interested in trying these products? Do you know 4 people who need to lose weight, who could use, you know, a detox, who need to grow out their, who want to grow out their hair, who really needs the greens? And then I'll have them write those 4 people's name down. And then I'll ask them, do you know 3 people who would be interested in a side income? Somebody who needs the business, a single mom, your bestie, anyone who's looking for extra income. Do you know any of those, you know, people? And then I have them write it down. And then that way they're seeing the fact that they know enough people to do the business. Because a lot of excuses we get is, I don't know enough people, or, you know, I just don't know if my friends would help me or sign up. And just seeing their people's names gives them ideas. Oh, okay, maybe I can do this business. And that's pretty much it. I keep the presentation to about 35 minutes. I don't want to keep going longer than I need to. And then afterwards, as they're looking at their product catalog, I go and I sit next to each person. And when there's a lot of people, I'll have the DT that launched and launching, or if there's another DT with me, if I'm going to place this volume with them, I'll try to partner up with a DT. Hey, come with me. There's going to be a bigger party. And then I'll sit next to each person and I ask them, so do you want to be a loyal customer or a distributor? Do you want to try these products, or do you want to try these products and make money? That's it. And at all my wrap parties, about 90% of people sign up. The only times that I've seen that people don't sign up is when they have absolutely no money, or they're saying they're going to get paid on Friday. And what I'll have them do is either that distributor is going to really have to be consistent with following up with them that Friday, or I'll have them fill out the customer order form, and I don't put in the system till Friday. So that way, for sure, you're not, you know, walking them out without any loyal customers or any distributors. Do I have parties where nobody signs up? Yes. Do I have parties with everybody signs up? Yes. You're just gonna have to go through it. And every time I feel like, man, that party didn't go as good, and then I get another party, and in me, I can sometimes feel like, oh, do I even want to do this party? The other party didn't go so great. And then every single time, that party ends up being amazing. And I'm like, oh my God. I did a party last month at the end of the month. 2 of them. One of them, nobody signed up. Nobody had money. And I was like, why did you come to a party if you don't have money? The second one, I was like, oh, should I just push this back to the next month? But I was like, no, we're going to do it this month. And we got like 5 loyal customers, 1 distributor. It was amazing. All of them ordered a lot of stuff. So it was awesome. So never say no, always push through and just do the parties.
Okay, so my next question is one. So your mom, obviously. How do you kind of work parties into your schedule?
I have a supportive husband, but he still can get annoyed with some of my schedule because he's going to have to take care of the toddler, or he has a very busy schedule. He's a pastor, so we have to really coordinate our schedules. But I have paid a babysitter to watch my daughter so I can do a wrap party. I have brought her with me once or twice, but she can get kind of distracting. She's a toddler now. She's 4, so she's all over the place. She was right here next to me, so I'm like, go away. So I've hired a babysitter for $25 and just say, hey, can you watch? I've even offered them like free product sometimes. I'm like, hey, $25 and here's some hair, skin, nails. Can you watch my daughter for 2 hours so I can go do this wrap party? And so that's how it's done. And my daughter loves playing with her babysitters. She just loves it. She knows when mommy is going to a wrap party. So she'll let me know. She sees me with an It Works shirt. She's like, mommy going to a wrap party? And I was like, yes. We're going to Disney World this week. So she's very happy that mommy did some wrap parties. So, I mean, it is challenging, especially if you have more than one kid. But I would say, invest in a babysitter. It's $25 or $30, however much you want to pay. If you get like a teenager, you can give them $10 an hour, $20. I don't know. I usually pay my babysitter about $25, and then I go for 2.5 hours, and then I'm back. So I try not to be out of the house more than 2 times out of the week for wrap parties. But during promotional months, I've been out almost every day. And my husband understands that it's peaks and valleys with the business. Sometimes it's super, super, super like all over the place. And sometimes I have more time, to not be doing every week, So babysitters and the hubby, or, finding someone to grandma. Grandma's helped us a lot too. So, yeah.
Okay. So sorry, this is kind of backtracking. Parties when you host, because I'm assuming you host them yourself. Do you host them at your house?
I do.
Do you have like a public?
We host them at, I host them at the public library, or sometimes I've done them at Denny's. Our public library charges us $25. And so it's always good to have some write-offs anyway. So at the beginning, I used to have distributors pay me $3. But it kind of got hard keeping up with it. And as I grew my business, I don't mind investing that. So I invest the $25 a week. I invite my whole entire team. And actually, I also invite the team that's here in the Valley, whether on my team or not. So they're aware, that we're having a wrap party. They can invite their potentials as well. What I also offer the team is if they can't make it, I'll let them know, look, there's a sign-in sheet. If you can't make it, tell your potential to come anyways. We will let you know if that person comes, and we'll direct them to you. So, a lot of times distributors are like really busy during the week, but this is something that I'm investing for the team to do the weekly wrap party. And so we'll do that. So mainly it's at the library or at Denny's. We've done it at Fuddruckers before, but it was really loud. But I'll do it I know it's like, they're looking at me and they're like, Annemarie, come pick up your meal. And I'm like, oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go get something. No, it's too loud. But library works really, really good. And it's only $25. And so if nobody shows up and only distributors show up, then I do a DT training. And if nobody shows up at all, then it's just $25 investment, and I'm on my phone working my business at the library. Mm-hmm. So, but most of the time, whenever I do the weekly wrap parties, people show up. So, so that's pretty much how we do the weekly wrap parties. For my team that's doing their own weekly wrap parties, they actually began to do different locations. They started. The Valley's kind of weird. You can be, it's kind of like in Houston, where Clear Lake is right down the street from Pearland, is right down the street from Texas City, and then all the cities are kind of next to each other. That's how it is down here in the Valley. So part of my team also has weekly wrap parties in the location that they're at. Like they'll do a party in Weslaco, then they'll do a party in Farr, and they'll kind of go everywhere. So, so yeah, that's how we'll work the wrap parties. But they are the easiest and quickest way to grow volume and to get loyal customers, because you're gathering more than one person, and you can close somebody in person rather than messaging back and forth for 2 weeks before they sign up. So I've found that if I'm in a crunch for volume, or if I'm in a crunch for promotions, wrap parties have been the best way for me to grow. And if I can't find one for me locally, For myself, I'll contact one of my teammates who needs the volume, and I'll say, okay, we're gonna do a wrap party for you. Find one of your friends to host a party and let's get you started. And most of the time they do. You know, we haven't really exhausted all of our people. Sometimes we feel like we have, but we really haven't. There's somebody that'll host something for us.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for me personally, what my problem is, along with my team probably, is that I don't have trouble finding people who are willing to host them necessarily. It's that they're having trouble getting people to come to them. And so I guess with your weekly parties, that you are your teammates mostly inviting their family and close friends, or they're reaching out to potentials, or
they're reaching out to their potentials, any friends and family that haven't participated in any of the wrap parties, but they're really reaching out to potentials. A lot of them, we do social media still, so we're attracting a lot of folks. So we'll let them know, hey, if you want more information, we're going to be at this location on Tuesday at 6:30. You're welcome to join us. You're welcome to come by. I've had people that I've blitzed show up. On our blitz cards, we'll put Tuesday meeting or Tuesday wrap party at 6:30, and so they'll know, like, oh, okay, I can go to this wrap party at 6:30. So those are different ways that we've done it. I always do the event page, and then I have them private message at least 4 people to make sure they're going to show up. And even if one person shows up, like I said, I'll still do the party. It's a one-on-one appointment. We'll post about it. We're having the best fun, and then we'll keep trying. The great thing about doing weekly wrap parties, if they can't show up one week, then we can do it again the next week. So that's something that helps as well. But really, at the point where you're starting from scratch, I would say just do a party. Do a party at your house. Invite all of your friends that are there. Invite your team, and then just go from there. It's going to take that momentum, and it's going to take that mindset of, I'm just going to do a wrap party, and if nobody shows up, nobody shows up. And if nobody shows up, then go live on your Facebook page and do a wrap party live on your Facebook page.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, well, that didn't work. Let's do it live.
Okay, well, I think that's really all the I have. If you have any other tips that you give to your new distributors, because I mean, basically treat us as a new distributor who's run a party before, because that's the majority of us. So what kind of tips would you give to a new distributor?
Mainly, it's just don't be intimidated to do it. If you see it as part of your job responsibility, I think that I say this often to my team where, when I'm training people, it's like, look, we all have job responsibilities as an It Works distributor, and we don't have to do parties, but they help our business. And so if they're helping your business, then you think about your why and you just try it, and you start planning them, and you just be consistent with them. And when you look at it as your mentality is like, look, this is part of my job, whether I'm comfortable or doing it or not, I'm just going to research as much as I can about them, know the information I can about them, and then just start doing them. You're going to feel better about it. And each party is going to get better and better and better. And the great thing about the parties also is the people who are coming have no idea how they're supposed to go. So there's no expectation. They're your friends, just have fun. I always sit down at the parties. I never stand up. I don't like it to be presentation style. I literally I have a PowerPoint, which is just the party pad with some before and after pictures. And I just go through them, and I'll be like, hey, this is my friend. She did 4 wraps. Didn't she look great? This is what they do, tight, tone, and firm. So I try to make it very casual. And then one of the other things that I share at my wrap parties, I think that have been really helpful, is if I'm trying to get like one of the people to become a distributor, I will let them know. I would let them know, like, I try to encourage them that this is an opportunity to be a blessing to someone, to help your friends and family. And I'll let them know, like, hey, say you have the cure to cancer, and I know that's the extreme, and I'm not saying any of your products cure things. We don't do those, but I'll let them know, like, say you have the answer to cancer, something, someone has told you this is working. You need to tell all your friends about it. Whether you have friends who have cancer or not, you're going to blast it out to the world, right? Oh my gosh, I have something that will help you. And so I encourage the people who want to be distributors or who are thinking about it or who I think would be great at it is this is what you're doing with these It Works products. You are sharing with the world that you have a solution to their problem. If they are wanting to lose weight, you're the answer. You're going to connect them to It Works. If they are feeling anxiety, you're the answer. You're going to connect them to confianza. So that has helped when I'm trying to sign distributors because they begin to see it as not just making money, but I'm helping people. And that makes it easier for them to connect with the opportunity. So those are main things that I've been doing at my parties that have been very helpful in signing distributors and just getting my team to do wrap parties. If you're a team leader and you're executive, Ruby, Emerald, or Diamond, do the wrap parties for your team. Learn them, get comfortable with them, and start doing them for your team. Show them how it's done, even if you're not 100% sure how to do them. But take responsibility and just do it. You know, I've done the same for my team with social media. I'm not a huge guru when it comes to that, but I will go watch 10 million videos for them and then just kind of spit out the best parts of it and say, look, I went out there, I'm trying, I'm growing in this avenue, in this area, so I'm doing this live Google, you know, to help my team learn more social media so that they can do that as well. So take responsibility and just, you know, care for your team and do it and help them. So when you look at it that way, it makes things easier to do and you just push through some of the no's.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to mess with something.
Are we switching over? Okay. Uh-oh. I'm seeing two different. There you are.
I was trying to fix the echo because somebody was also complaining about it.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to join from my phone, but it won't let me end it. So turn it. Do you want to try turning your volume? Volume is echoing into mine.
Okay, let me go down. How about that?
Hello?
Is it still echoing? Hello?
Hi.
Is that helping or no?
I can still hear it. But I don't want to just distract other people. I can put up with it. I don't want to distract people.
Right.
Okay.
I don't hear an echo on my side.
Here, I have an idea. Sorry, everybody. Trying to make it more enjoyable for you. Okay, so now there's two of us. Tried.
Well, I hear the echo now. You're muted.
Okay, I don't think we'll be able to fix it, so apologize to everybody who's by the echoing. So just bear with me.
Are they hearing the echoing from my side or from your side?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Are they hearing the echo from my side or your side?
Well, they're hearing me echo.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have an echo, but Hello?
Hello?
It's so strange.
I don't hear you at all. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Doing before when we were talking.
I still can't hear you. Did you mute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I think I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yes, I can.
Okay, well, we'll just go on.
Okay, well, we'll just go on because I don't know how to fix it. Okay. All right, let me go through my questions. We'll show, tell us a little bit about your story, how you grew and how you began with It Works.
Okay, so my story is a little bit strange. My sister, Stephanie Sheetree, of the Presidential Diamond with It Works. She started 3 years ago. And about a year into her business, she asked me to be a distributor for her to help her get her promotion. At that point, I had no intention of working in the business. I was even on I guess I would err on the side of a huge skeptic, almost a hater. One of those people who I even unfollowed my sister at one point. So I was not supportive of her, but I was one of those people on social media that was like, oh, it works, blah, blah, blah. So, it wasn't until her business that I had kind of had a shift in my life. I had just had my daughter. I had been working a job that I hated. And I kind of just I had this epiphany, like I'm already doing something. I'm really just like, why do I think I'm so much better than somebody else when I could be doing something that I honestly have no idea what it's like. And it could be something that could be good for my family. I could end up loving it. It could be completely different than I think. And otherwise, my opportunity is this job that I hate for the rest of my life because it wasn't going anywhere. So even though it was something that made me super uncomfortable and nervous, the bigger part of me was my reason why, which was my daughter. Wanting to grow my family. Couldn't afford to have 2 kids in daycare. So if we wanted to grow a family, I had to do something else. I didn't want to sit around and wait for my husband to get a better paying job. It's just like, it was on me. It was just like an opportunity. So I was going to be the one for myself and for my husband. So I'm kind of this type of people who, when I decide to do something, I decide to do 100%. At the end of the day, I want to, if something doesn't work for me, I want to be able to say, at least I gave it my full effort. So I have been going 200% since I actually started working. Technically, I enrolled in 2014. I started my business in June of last year. And I've grown entirely on social media. When I signed up, that was another thing. My mind has just grown so much and I guess I've become so much more open-minded that when they signed up, I was like, no way am I ever doing a party. Now I'm ever doing like, I want to do parties. I want to do this because like you were talking about with your journey, it's on social media. You try all month to get your 4 loyal customers to complete your steps of success. And if you do a party, like you just said, you can get all 4 of those customers in one party in 1 hour and 1 night. So it's just much more like if I'm thinking in a business standpoint, much more efficient. And I do realize that people like to be in person sometimes, and they like to connect, and it's actually a lot of fun. That's kind of why I'm transitioning. I'm not transitioning away from social media. That'll always be a part of my business. Adding things in. I think a lot of my team is doing right now because social media is just its own animal. I think a lot of people sign up and say they only want to do social media because they're kind of like me. It's an easy way out. But there's so many other elements to it with the algorithm and stuff. After you get through your warm market, it's just like that's when the work comes in. A lot of people aren't willing to put in the work, and that's where it becomes very challenging to continue to grow your business.
Totally true. Totally true. I think we need to know that with It Works, there's different ways to work the business. So, okay, are you ready for your first question?
I hope so.
Okay, so for someone who just started their business, what is the first thing you tell them as far as posting?
As far as the biggest advice that I usually give, the first person people usually think is, okay, now I'm a salesperson and I have to throw a bunch of ads up on my Facebook. So the biggest thing with social media is you're still a real person. People don't want to see like if you relate it to when the commercials come on TV. So what I always tell people first, you never want to seem like an ad. You're still you. So that is what I encourage you to do. Talk about you. Talk about your goals, even if it's with the products, even if you have no products, even if you have parts you can't wait to try. Share other people's results and sharing with it, like you can imagine how good that person must feel about themselves. You don't have to know the person personally, but even if you have a results picture of somebody's stomach, you can relate it back to, I can't start to think how confident this person must feel. I'm so excited for this person, rather than being like, buy this wrap, much more relatable. But especially when you're posting results pictures, it's hard to have it not seem like an ad. So the best thing you can do is just share a story with it. Of course, if you have your own results, but a lot of my teachers have never tried a product, can afford the product. So I always encourage them to try. Another thing I tell them with is I recommend posting once in the morning, once around noontime, and then once at night, and to kind of work it into your life. The hardest thing with social media for some people is just remembering to do it. So wake up in the morning, do your first post. It can even be something as easy as a motivational quote, going along with why you joined the business. Around lunchtime, even if you have a full-time job, because I had a full-time job up until 2 months ago. And I guess I left that out of my story. So up until 2 months ago. So post your second post, and then the third post. What I've learned through social media is most of the time people are on social media between 9 and 11 p.m. So get your kids in bed, settle into the night, get your last post up, and then dedicate an hour to working your business on social media. Anything else specific you want me to go over with that? My business has kind of changed a little bit with what I recommend for posting. I used to follow the three product posts, three lifestyle posts every single day. Kind of taken it down a notch just because the algorithm changes. So what I do is I just try to share myself using the product as much as possible. I share one result picture a day, and then the rest of my posts are just me working it into my business. For somebody who's new, they want their first customers, so I say, okay, focus in on getting free posts up. Most of them will probably be product posts until you get customers, and then you can move into the lifestyle posts. So your business and your team. Geez, I could ramble on forever.
Do you give them sample posts? Do you, I know with all the algorithms right now, it's not great to be copying and posting and copying and pasting and stuff, but do you give them sample posts? Do you kind of spoon feed them a little bit their first few weeks, or do you just let them know like, hey, just be yourself? And I feel like sometimes with new distributors, they know you're telling them, hey, you need to be posting every day, but they're kind of stuck on what do they post and how often do they post. And we do give them sample posts, but we also want them to be original with their posts, because sometimes, we don't want to get into Facebook jail and all that stuff, and with all the copying and pasting and stuff. So what I'll usually do is tell them, copy. If you see a post that you like, maybe post it 3 days later, change the wording a little bit, just get the idea, but then kind of make it your own. So do you show your team what are good posts, what are bad posts, or you just train them really, well at the beginning so they'll know like, hey, no salesy stuff, or these are the type of posts that will work and these don't, kind of thing?
Yeah, so I guess, well, the first thing that we do on our team page, I guess is really helpful, is in our pinned posts we have on our page. In the comment section, I have about 10 product posts, like copy and paste type ones, and then 10 lifestyle ones. Obviously, I don't copy and paste those because they're more personal to each person, that they're just examples. So that's one thing that helps. But then other than that, it really depends on the distributor. Some people, like I said, they need a lot of help. So then I will literally send them what to post every single day for a few weeks, or until however long it's get the hang of posting. I'll kind of watch them throughout the week, watch their posting. I'll send them tips throughout the week randomly. Another thing is if somebody, as soon as they start getting the hang of it, or maybe they still don't know exactly what to post, I will send them 3 basic ideas, like post once about share one picture from. It's another thing in our album, our team page. I'm sure you have one too. It's like an album of a ton of for each different kind of thing. So I said, okay, go into our team page and grab one of those that inspires you. So just give them 3 really basic ideas. Talk about your why. And then every day, like obviously this takes a lot of work from an enroller standpoint. So you kind of think the same thing. Give them 3 basic ideas. But some people, they catch on right away. So you don't really have to do anything with them except for just check in with them and see how they're doing. Or if I notice somebody's not posting at all, I'll just say, hey, give me some ideas for posts. Rather than be like, hey, do you need to be posting? Because people are very sensitive to that sometimes. They have their own busy lives. So it's better for a mentor standpoint to tell them to do it.
Right. So you're signing your steps to success mainly through social media. So what kind of posts are you sharing that are attracting these customers and distributors? Are you I'm assuming you're messaging people who are liking and commenting your posts, but are the ones that you're signing that month, are they the ones that are interacting with you, or are you reaching out to go get them?
Okay, so sorry. My brain. I've got pregnancy brain.
It's okay. I don't even know what I asked.
Oh, okay. What type of post?
Are you reaching your steps to success? Yeah.
Okay, so what type of post? Yeah. For me, what I tell my distributors, and I tell new distributors, especially when I'm training them, are there really 2 types of posts. There's product posts and there's lifestyle posts. The product post would be you sharing yourself using the product. Ideally, you don't have products again. It's just talking about products that you try, sharing other people's results, and that sort of thing. And the second type, which attracts distributors, is lifestyle posts. And a huge thing for signing distributors is lifestyle posts. My world became a lot easier with this business once I realized and learned about lifestyle posts. But it's really just you talking about your why, talking about your goals, sharing your struggles, which is really hard for some people because it makes them feel very vulnerable. But if you think about the leaders, for example, that my team follows a lot, or Jake who've done those types of people, they all have a really hard story. And cheats up, keep their feet in, or staying their feet lines. But the only reason we know their story is share it. So I always encourage people to share their struggles because that really relates to people. And bottom line, when it comes down to it, that's what you need to do to enroll people through posting on social media, enrolling distributors. Inspire them, relate to them. And so that they see your post and like, oh, that sounds like me. And maybe this would help my life. For myself, I had my full-time job and I quit my job after 9 months. I had gone to Triple Diamond. So people have watched my story. So now my story has kind of evolved over time. So now they're okay, like I believe you. So that brings me to my next thing, which isn't really anything you ask. Consistency is so important on social media. People on social media, they're watching and they're waiting. You stop posting one day, especially if business only ran on social media. You don't have any parties at all. And you need to post every single day. Otherwise, your business is closed. Otherwise, people are sitting, and I promise you, they're like, oh, guess it didn't work for them. They weren't successful with it. I guess they're not dedicated to it. And that comes right back to knowing distributors. Nobody wants to join somebody's team who isn't dedicated to this, because this is a big step for a lot of people, even though us as distributors, we know it's not like a very complicated business. If you aren't posting, no one's joining your team, because they're going to think you're going to disappear the next day and they're going to be in it alone. So that's been really huge for me in signing distributors, is they see that I'm posting every single day, even if I'm sick, even if I'm on vacation. Like, I never miss one day. I'm never consistent. It doesn't matter, like, in terms of the algorithm, that sort of thing. You can follow the 3-3 rule. 3 products or 3 live cycles. Or you can do what I do, and you can do morning, noon, and night. The more important thing is being consistent with it. The reason I do morning, noon, and night is that is when people are on social media, right when they wake up, within 15 minutes after their lunch break. Think of people like you, the majority of the world have a 9-to-5 job. Think when they're scrolling through the phone, that's when you want to be posting. So you want to be really intentional with the time you're putting on social media. Because so many people get on social media and they just scroll and they're, oh, I worked for 3 hours. Well, you didn't really do anything. It just kind of didn't help you bring in any business. So be really intentional with your time, not only so you can get business, but so that you don't feel overwhelmed and like be intentional. Post when other people so like that 9 to 11 hours. A social media guru who I won't name this point, but they recommend 9 to 11 because he says the world is run by moms, and that's when most moms are on social media. So that is probably, if you can only post once a day, post between 9 and 11. A lot of people will go to bed at 9 to 11, between 9 and 11, distributor-wise, and it hurts their business. They're only doing social media because that's when everybody else is on social media. So if you get home from work, you're settling your family and then you go to bed and miss out on that 9 to 11 time frame, it's going to be really difficult for you to grow your business anyway, because that's when people are on. So you just really have to be intentional with your time and set yourself some hours that are going to help you rather than just saying, well, I posted 3 times a day, hope that works out for me. What other questions were?
So your steps to success through social media, would you say that you are getting them through your post, or you're messaging them, or you're going to go get them?
For me, I don't like to like and comment on my posts. A lot of my posts don't get a ton of likes and comments. A lot of them are from my team. That's okay, because I know people, because someone is literally liking or commenting and seeing and aren't interested. So, and the other thing with the algorithm is that you can post a million times a day and still nobody could be seeing your post, because if you aren't interacting on Facebook, nobody is seeing your post. So I would say there are 3 parts of social media. The first part is posting consistently. The second part is interacting and building relationships. The third part is following up. And they're all equally important. So you can post all day, that's fine. The second part is interacting. So I spend an equal amount of time commenting on other people's posts. You can even dedicate time to posting, commenting on people's posts specifically interested. So you have potential customers that are there. Put them on a Facebook list. And then go in and interact with those specific people. Make sure you interact with them, so that A, you're building a relationship with them, but you're seeing your posts. Because if you're posting all day and you're not seeing your posts, if you're interacting all day and you're not posting, you're not seeing your posts. You have to do both.
Are you signing more strangers now, or are you still working some of your warm market?
Almost everybody on my team, have ever gotten have paid for my cold market because my warm market, being my really good friends and my family have not been very supportive of me. Obviously, there's my sister. Obviously, there's my sister. Distributors, but they're not distributors. So
Yeah.
One's already been my distributor. So all of my cold market. I work market and I go into groups and I build relationships. And I'll add them as a friend. I message them. I buy this. I join my team. If I message them at all, it's just to build a relationship. What I will do after I add them is I'll go on their page and interact with them. So for me, to answer your question, all of my customers that are new to my team, people I've never met in my entire life, who are on my team are people who I've maybe met once at most. I have some people from my high school on my team, and even those people I've never interacted with in person. Closer friends because of being in the business. You know, I've never had one friend or family member ever join my business or even be a customer. So I've always worked hugely in cold marketing, making my cold market turn into a warm market.
So going triple diamond in 9 months is like amazeballs. What would you say that would help someone kind of kick their business in gear? Because I'm sure anybody who's watching this training is just like, I want to go triple diamond in 9 months too. So, including me. So it took me 2 years. But so what is your best tips? What would you say has helped you grow so quickly?
Well, the first thing the leader will say is just giving it your 200% effort since day one. Don't make any excuses. A lot of people make their why their excuse. My daughter is sick. I don't want to take time away from my daughter, and I totally understand that. What I always looked at was spending the time now so that I can have more time later. And that's ultimately what it got me. I was working a 9 to 5. My goal was to receive my mom. Everybody's goal. But so throughout the 9 months, I worked consistently every single day, making excuses. I was very being intentional with your time. So you have a full-time job. What I always recommend to people is just focusing on getting your posts up during the day. And then after night, after you settle your kids into your kids, dedicate at least 1 hour to your business. But for me, since I promoted so quickly, that was my daughter was about 7, and I worked from night. And that was what I dedicated to my business. I mean, everybody owns their own business, so they can decide what to do with their own business. And that's another thing that I would really recommend. Be accountable that it's your own business. And take charge. My sister's on social media as well, but a lot of people was going on YouTube. The top income earners who are I wanted to run my business and seeing what they did and kind of what they did and doing and also learning from them, following them on social media, seeing what they did for them, and then trying to figure out what worked for me. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's just going for it really hard since day one, looking at your why and looking at your why and doing this for you. I'm going to make this happen, and then doing the work and trying to figure out what you said for didn't know how to do a party, so you went on YouTube because you went on yourself to learn how to do a party. That's what I did. The same thing with social media. I went on YouTube and I found over 1 million videos on social media. So I watched all her social media videos, and I followed her 3-3 rule, and I kind of adjusted it over time. But just being consistent with it and not making any excuses, because even if you have a completely justified excuses still don't get you anywhere. They just hold you back. So you just have to push through them and say, okay, I'm really tired today. My first trimester of pregnancy. Well, you still have to work your business. And I think that's what I've noticed from is they just did it instead of making excuses. They knew that the reason why they fought even harder. So I could use my daughter as an excuse, but instead the reason why I'm going to do something. social media wise, just kind of staying up with what's going on. So the algorithm changes. Sure, you know about them a little bit, but Facebook is really cutting back on trying to get rid of any ads and people using their personal page to grow their businesses. So any kind of thing you can copy and paste, filter it out. If you have never been on Facebook before and you're all of a sudden on Facebook, you might find it harder to grow your business because you don't have any interaction yet. They kind of do it like a ranking, like your author ranking. So if you're posting a million times and no one is interacting with you, you're not interacting with anyone besides posting, then your author ranking is lower. So I don't want to like overcomplicate this. Being consistent with your posting, so again, sorry, I'm all over the place right now. But
it's fine, you're good. It's good stuff.
What I do specifically for my posting, and you don't have to follow this. This is just what I do when I post in the morning. That's 3 times. And then in between those, I post 2 things that are not related to work at all. Something that is going to create a lot of engagement, so that gets my engagement up. So then during my afternoon, when I'm dedicating time to my business in my afternoon, I dedicate that time to interacting with people and commenting on their posts. At this point, I have my entire friends list printed off. I will literally go down and I'll enter my friends list just to make sure that I'm engaging with people, because otherwise it's just all over the place. It just makes it more organized for me, social media wise. I don't edit much. I join groups. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Any question you asked that I didn't answer?
Yes, what is your messaging like? How are you closing these potentials via social media? Like for loyal customers and distributors. For loyals and distributors, like how are you closing them? How are you getting them, all right, let's sign you up?
For both people, if I am cold messaging somebody, my strategy usually I have come straight out, just telling them why I'm messaging them. Hey, I'm looking for somebody to help me build my portfolio. I'm looking for somebody who wants to grow out their hair, detox, cleanse, lose weight. Would you be willing to help me out? Something like that. And if they say no, I actually really enjoy when they say no, because then at that point, that is when I start to build a relationship. Like, oh, I saw that you are from here, so I've been here before. Just find something on their profile, something to interact with them, because then they're going to start seeing you as less of a salesperson and more of a real person and more of a friend. But I've tried the opposite route where you build a relationship first and then down the line you some other products. And I think that if you build a relationship over time and then you bring in the products, that's fine. But you do it all in within 10 minutes span, and they're like, oh, thanks for messaging me. So I'm pretending like you like me just so you can sell me something at the end of our conversation. I guess just being true to yourself for me. If somebody were messaging me, I'd rather them just come out and tell me why they're messaging me, rather than like try to build this fake relationship with me, and then 5 minutes later ask me if I want to buy something from them. So it just really depends. But what distributors, my biggest enrolling distributors on social media through messaging them, feeling the deal, is just really relating to them. I don't have to sugarcoat things. I'm very honest with people. I tell them it's not a get rich. They tell me all of their concerns. When people tell me their concerns, I don't see that as a no. I see that as they just don't really understand this or they don't understand that. So I just relate to them. If their fear is, oh, I don't have time, I don't have money, then I just tell them the same. All had the same fears before we signed up. Now it's just talking to them like a real person and telling them like, oh, I understand, I get that, I felt like that too. Once they start having a conversation with you, then they see it's a real person, rather than they see, oh yeah, it's super easy, you're gonna get rich overnight, and no big deal. And I always tell them that I'm gonna be there for them every step of the way, and I think that helps them a lot. But then from that point on, seal the deal. It's just following up with them, contact with them, whether on the page, trying to build a relationship with them. Distributors on social media from your cold market aren't going to sign up that same day you talk to them. So it's going to take a while to build a relationship on the distributor side because they want to really know you before they join us. On the customer side, following up until the end of time. If I cold message someone and they don't respond, I don't read because I've never shown interest. But if they have ever shown interest, I totally work with them. It depends on if they're responding. We all send, like, if they're interested, I'll follow up with them within a few days. If they haven't messaged me back, maybe a week later. If they're responding, then 2 weeks, and I'll just keep them following up with all of my. The average of people either way is 7 to 21 times after following up with them. And I know people teach a lot of things, like people say no cold messaging. It's really just whatever works for you, and that's just what has happened to work for me. And I don't like to wait for people to come in. And I just realized that algorithm posting, like some people have never even seen my post before. I'll say, oh, have you seen my post? They're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I post every single day for the last year. So.
Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit too on my social media. I'm just like, someone randomly commented on one of my posts. It was one of those attraction posts. It didn't have anything to do with It Works. And I was like, oh my God, are you a friend of mine? I didn't even know we were Facebook friends. I never see their stuff. They never see mine. So I'm like, that's crazy. So would you say the people you're signing this month have been people that you've been talking to for a while?
A lot of my distributors I sign have been customers. At this point, they're customers. I think that's helpful a lot to stay in touch with your local customers, because if they're liking the products, and if they're liking the products, them into being a distributor. So the distributor they're signed today. Products you just signed up to be a distributor. Other than that, if I look for opportunities on social media, if I see someone posting something like they're tired of going, they don't today, or if they are needing money, or whatever their post is about, or even if I just really like their post all the time, like they're very energetic and social, then I'll reach out to that person at that point. Hey, I hope you don't mind that I messaged you, but I'm going to watch that post. And I'm always very genuine about it. Because I've been, like, if I'm reaching out, cold messaging them as a distributor, which I do very often. Most of my distributors are my live channel posts, and then just keeping in contact with my customers and building new relationships. And then eventually, like, if you're talking to somebody and you're asking them what they do, and that's what you do, kind of drip in that you do social media, or It Works, and it just comes out naturally. It's not like parties where every single party necessarily, but it takes over time, you building relationships, contacting them, and then believe me, they will sign up eventually. That's what I always have in the back of my mind. If they're not signing up now, I'm going to sign up at some point, because I'm going to keep talking to them, keep building a relationship with them. And so many people hear a concern, or it's just like, well, they don't want to do this. It's like, for me, when someone tells me they're concerned, or it's an opportunity to talk to them about that, and to show them that they're not alone in that fear, and to show them that this business is a lot less complicated than people think it is. It's very scary, because what I always say is people go to high school, and they graduate, and they're not thinking, okay, what network marketing company am I going to work for? So it's a very foreign concept. So and you come off as a real person and a real friend, just like you would anyone else, then that is what is going to bring them in. They're going to really feel like they trust you.
That's really good. I like that. And are you adding people to your Facebook every single day? Are you your friend requesting suggested friends, or any, how are you adding, or are you adding people daily?
In the beginning of my business, I did add, and I still do, but it's not as intense, because right now I'm focusing on growing relationships with the friends that I do have. I have 2,400 friends on Facebook, and I could just add people all day. but I'm really trying to grow the friendships I already have. Because another thing is what I'm learning in my social media training that I'm doing right now is you can have 100 friends on Facebook. If you're interacting with them and you're actually friends with all of them on Facebook, that's going to be a lot better than having 5,000 friends that you never interact with. So for adding friends, and that sort of thing, if you have a low amount of friends, you add people and you try to get your number up, at the same time interact with those people and build genuine relationships. For me, I don't ever add people from suggested friends because I have no idea who that person is, how the heck came up with thinking that we should be friends. So instead what I do is I think of my hobbies, or just generic things like I'm a mom, so I join mom groups or different local groups, and I interact with people in there and interact with friends in groups. Because if somebody's posting in a group, you can kind of get a feel for what kind of person they are. They don't want to have a bunch of random, I don't want to say creepy to be mean, but like, you don't know who people are, so you don't want to add friends that Facebook gives you. So go into a group and try to at least get an idea of who they are, and then you can add. That's how I add people. Because it just seems less random, especially if like they make a post, if you make a post in the group, you can add them after you've commented on their post because it's a little less random if they're, oh, you just commented on my post, you're adding me, or even more so. I'll do something engaging. Like, nothing about it works ever. Completely separate from that. If I say, like, oh, what's a recommendation on a double stroller, or what's a recommendation on, I'm looking for an SUV. I'll add them and say, hey, can you tell me more about this double stroller or this? So it's a lot less random that way. A lot of people don't like when you just randomly add them as a friend, or randomly add them as a friend, or randomly add them as permission. Not to adding a friend, but I try to make that less random. So they know why I added them.
That's good. That's really good. I think one of my probably last questions is still back to growing to triple in 9 months. Probably, were you, obviously you were completing your steps to success. Were you doubling your steps to success, or were you signing most of your team, or you were just training your team how to complete their steps to success, and it just kind of went from there?
It was definitely completing success every month. Definitely on the distributor side. That took me a little bit of time to figure out once I started getting the hang of that, and I did more cold messaging on that side. Then I started getting customers from getting my steps to success, 4 low customers to getting about 12 on social media, which is really good for social media, I think anyway.
But it is.
But it can definitely be challenging to build a relationship.
That's why I'm asking you,
because they don't see you face to face. So it's hard not to come off like a salesperson. Sorry, what was your question again? Repeat it. One more.
Just your steps to success. You know, you're completing it. Was it, and you're training your team to do it as well?
Yeah, so completing my steps is figure out how to make it happen. But then I've always really liked so for me, it wasn't really about just filling a box. It was just helping the person, caring about that person, checking in with them every day, creating different tools for our team pages, photos, files, leaders' team pages, putting on training, whatever my team wanted to learn, I went and learned it, and I shared it with them. So just besides completing my own steps, making an investment in my team, making sure that I know I cared about them, and helping them, and just giving them that extra support. That I think some people, that if they just had that extra support, then they would be that much more successful, because a lot of people sign up, and if they don't have skill support at all, you don't need an upline at all to be successful. It sure does help. That's kind of what I say. So I just, me completing my success is just making sure that I am the best leader I could be on top of that. So it's just an added goal I gave to myself. I started my team page when I was my sister has her own team page too, but I'm just really crazy. I could have annoyed her kind of team where I could have. So I created my own team. I just kind of like took charge from the beginning. I know a lot of people don't recommend creating your own team page. I definitely understand that. But who knows? I just did anyway.
I started my team page when I was double through the suggestion of my ambassador upline, and I was like, no, I can't start one yet. Are you crazy? But, you know, I grew a lot and I learned a lot, and I think our team grew to learn from one another. So I think that was a good idea. In retrospect, I was freaking out at first, but now I'm like, okay, it worked. I think that's pretty much the questions that we had. I know I'm getting a lot of messages about the family call. So I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, I hope I didn't ramble on tangents, but thank you so much for all of your tips on the parties. Extremely helpful. Especially with my team. It's new to parties. I'm sorry about the echoing. I don't know how to fix it.
Well, I didn't hear any of it, but sorry guys if you guys heard of and if y'all have any other questions, because I may not have answered everything you guys needed to hear, but feel free to ask McKenzie. She can ask me. We're going to be new besties now because I'm going to be asking you lots of questions. So
I think I have like 20 more questions. So I might have missed.
Right. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for asking or inviting me to do this with you guys. I appreciate it greatly. So, but it was great chatting with all of y'all. And I'm not sure how this ends, but
I can end it. But I also want to say this is a YouTube link if you're watching on YouTube. Comment below and I'll watch for those and back and forth and try to respond that way. Maybe we can do Zoom some other time to go more into specific training if you guys want to.
Yeah, a Zoom would be great. That would be fun.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Good night. Get some rest.